Well, we got the worst crew in Weyland-Yutani history. The eyeball creature, is it actually good? Yes, I know it has a real name, but we're not going to call it that. We're going to answer all of the biggest questions and give you our theories for Alien Earth Episode 5 on an all-new episode of Unbinged starting now.
This is your one spoiler warning for Alien Earth. We don't care if you complain because I just warned you.
Guys, this episode was different than what we've had throughout the season. It gave us answers. It gave us creatures. It felt almost like a movie. But was this the best episode of the season so far? I think it was. Sam?
I mean, this was all the missing pieces from, the cut from the beginning in terms of what happened on the ship. And it was so much fun. But I do feel like there's so many layers to the character building that have been going on in every episode. It's hard for me to pick a best episode right now. But in terms of building the show, this does an amazing job for setting us up to, I feel like, know more about Morrow's backstory and his direction and why he's so intent about what he's doing. But I don't feel like necessarily it was the best, although I do love every episode so far.
I mean, I think this just gave us all the answers we needed. And a lot of them, like my biggest answer that I needed is that Morrow's just a tired dad and a sad dad. And I mean, like, it's not even that his actual daughter that he loves, but this is the dumbest space crew I think I've ever seen. And this includes the Armageddon. Let's send oil drillers to space instead of astronauts. Like, I genuinely think that Ben Affleck, and I mean the actual actor Ben Affleck, who knows fuck all about drilling or space, could have been more competent than this crew up here. Because like Moore was already on there for 8 years by the time that we see it on here. So like, honestly, giving the context of what Morrow went through and then watching these people die one by one, I needed that. It was therapy.
So I want to preface this with saying it was an incredible episode. It's not my favorite of the season so far. I think that's still episode 4. What I sat there with after the episode finished, and again, in a vacuum, incredible episode, gave us a lot of answers. But for an 8-episode season, it almost felt egregious that they spent an entire 1.5 episodes on just this singular crash. And I get it, we got some answers, like Boy Cavalier was kind of the engineer of this crash. He got the saboteur on board. We got to see some answers about Eyeball Jones and how it functions. We got more backstory on Morrow. But again, it just felt like a lot of time spent for something that in the end they could have gotten away with maybe some flashback scenes and paced it a little bit better for an 8-episode season. So that's my one gripe, even though in a vacuum was an incredible episode.
I don't feel like we needed to split this up. I feel like all we needed was all of the answers. And plus, they can still flash back because we didn't see everything that happened on the ship. There can still be little tiny moments. However, I don't feel like I would have benefited from splitting this up more. We got all of the context, and I do feel like the Boy Cavalier moment is enough to drive this plot forward, where it's not a dead episode where we're not learning something. Like, that is still a really big deal in terms of what level villain he is.
I mean, this episode was titled "In Space, No One Can ... And honestly, cough, in space, no one's gonna hear your bitching about this episode because it was fun. And this is what I wanted. This is what we have been wanting. We got the tease since episode 1 that we're basically getting an alien movie turned into a show, and we got that. We almost got like a small feature film here where Noah Hawley actually sat down and directed this episode, and you could see sort of a difference here where this was him making his own alien film. And you're not bitching, by the way, I'm just messing with you. But like, this gave us the answers we've been wanting about our eyeball character, which we so lovingly call Eyeball Jones. It showed us just how inept the fucking 2008 Detroit Lions Weyland-Yutani crew is over here, going just straight defeated all year, to the part like where Morrow is just like, you know what? I'd rather hang out with the alien, with the xenomorph, than any more of these people. The fact that he was like, I don't want to wake up the other 10 people out of cryo because that's 10 more feelings I have to deal with. It added the necessary depth to these characters. It filled in the cracks that we needed. Did it move the plot forward with the Lost Boy characters? No, but that's also kind of like to me, it is a little bit of like an Alien of Thrones storyline that we're getting here, where we're tracking so many things, when in reality, like, I do kind of want some alien. Give me some alien. Show me why this Morrow character has all the necessary motivations that he does. So I really liked it, man. I enjoyed it. This was the most fun I've had on an episode this season so far. So guys, we find out about this creature that we call Eyeball Jones. Good guy or girl? Snitch? Survivor? What's the deal here with our eyeball monster character?
To me, this is a survivor. This is someone who knows how to sit back and watch because he literally can't speak English. And like, again, he's just watching. He's watching the fucking Apple Dumpling Gang here try to play scientist and shit like that, you know. Except this Apple Dumpling Gang, like, they don't figure it out in the end. Clearly, it's just Morrow barely making it out alive because, again, he's kind of an opportunist if you really think about it. And we don't even know was he doing bad shit? You know, he was just born. It's like, yeah, I got to be parasitic and survive with someone else. But knowing us, we did the straight colonizer shit that we did. And we're just like, we went in like ice,
Yoink.
snapped his ass up, threw him in a fucking glass box. And we're like, all right, we're going to deport you back to Earth and do experiments on you. Like, if anything, like exactly. He's just a survivor. He straight up tried to warn Ragabi. I only know her name in Severance. In there, he's just like, hey,
Chibuzo.
homegirl, look at this. Yeah, Chibuzo, whatever.
Sure,
and then
Ragabi.
Yeah, and then it's like, all right, dude, he's about to give birth in your fucking hydro flask there. That happens. Like, to me, this was Darwinism in like 3 hours. That happened. It was straight up Darwinism. Like, someone stupid looked in the egg. We saw that. They had the sabotage that went on. Yeah, that was some hard shit, but I think they could have survived with just an ounce of competence. Even the drugged out doctor called it. He's just like, yeah, man, we're the smartest people in the world, but we're going to bring a parasite back to Earth. Just, putting that out there.
Yeah, you can tell that Eyeball Jones is absolutely a survivor and an opportunist, like you mentioned, Jag. And I'm viewing it more and more kind of like the cordyceps from The Last of Us, where it doesn't kill. I don't think it kills its host on initial takeover. I think it fully controls them and takes over their. So my evidence is when it fights the xenomorph, right? And it jumps on the xenomorph's back and freaks it out and then bites it, which was nuts. Seeing a human bite a xenomorph, awesome visual. But when it finally, the xenomorph does the tongue punch into the dude's neck and that's when it kills the host. And then you see the eyeball freak out and leave and then try to take over the xenomorph. So I think it keeps its host alive while taking over its central nervous system, like the cordyceps. So you're essentially dead because your consciousness probably gets taken over. But I think that's just a result of its own physiology. So I don't think it has a choice in the matter. So I don't think it's an evil character or evil creature. I think it's just, like you said, a survivor. And I think one of the reasons it was probably protecting or trying to help Ragabi was because, like, damn it, if she dies, I'm out of host. And then what do I do? So I think it was more of like, hey, dum-dum, don't get eaten by these blood bugs.
Yeah, I have to agree. I feel like the eyeball is definitely a survivor, a parasitic survivor. But also we got so many, and we've already had so many viewpoints from its perspective through seeing the multiple eyes. The level of intelligence on this creature is insane. And I do think that it's learning from the environment that it's in. Obviously, it learned how to escape. It learned how to let the blood bugs escape. It also learned, who was the most intelligent, but who's the easiest that it could, become a parasite on. So we obviously went after this guy because he was the easiest to get to, but we saw the eyeball try and go into the xenomorph because it's seeing them as a superior creature and it wants to become a bigger, more superior creature. Don't know if it'll ever work because there's not really eyes on the xenomorph for it to like bug out of. But if it also busted into
And
it,
the
the acid would come out and then it would kill itself. So I feel like it's still learning of that, but we still have the same eyeball monster still back at Prodigy. So it's learned about the xenomorph and it knows about all these things. So it's like, it can be the connecting eyeball that goes across the whole series.
Oh, look at that. That's
where my head is. It's not, I don't think it's a good guy, a snitch, or a survivor. I think it's just a learner. I think it's just sitting there learning everything it can. You know what's going to be crazy to me is I think that we are going to get Eyeball Jones take over somebody and going to be the one figure that can actually sit down and have a conversation with Boy Cavalier before it kills him. Because I think this is kind of like it's sort of like the looking into the mirror of this is the other very like the smartest of the creatures, and I think that's why I was trying to keep Chibuza / Ragabi alive. It's just like the more you're alive, the more I can learn about all these other creatures around me, the more I can learn about these other people. Like I kind of need to bide my time and keep learning. This feels like to cross over into comic stuff. Like this feels like a Brainiac situation where it's just like let me learn everything about you guys, and then I'll probably just end up killing you afterwards. But I'm gonna learn everything I can first, and that's where I think we're at with little Eyeball Jones here.
One little
Who do you think
addendum
takes over?
for this.
Yeah.
Great question. But before we go there, so we know that the crew, it's a 65-year mission. The crew goes into cryosleep at one point. Do you think that they put the specimens into cryosleep, or has this eyeball been like just chilling for 65 years plotting?
Maybe a little bit of both, because we don't know, they don't understand the metabolisms of any of the creatures in there. So they could have tried to freeze them, and then homie's just bored in here, just like, all right, we got a spaceship, we got,
Well, our face huggers didn't freeze.
yeah. So, but we know they're just dormant in there waiting to, suck some face at any moment. So we know that they'll
Like
live
two
forever
teenagers.
until one dumbass will be like, ooh, look, an egg, So
Do you think that's a property of their acid blood that they don't freeze in cryo?
Yes.
I just try not to think about it, dog. But yeah.
Fair enough, fair enough.
Me, sciencey. Yes. I don't know. That's fucking creepy.
Yeah, dude.
I try to spend my time thinking about such stuff. Eyeball character does take over. Was it Clem? Right? Our engineer guy, one of them down there. Yeah.
Yeah, that dude from Black Mirror who runs the weird museum.
The white bear.
Yeah.
The white bear guy.
Yeah. So he takes over
Shmuel, that
him,
was his name.
fights the alien.
Wild.
I know it doesn't seem like he could take over the xenomorph. One, what are the odds that the eyeball can take over the xenomorph? Two, who do we think it actually does take over? Because it's not going to just hang out and Shaun the Sheep for the rest of the series. Like, who is tops on this list? If it's making a roster, it's putting Madden ratings out there of who it wants to be as a host. Who's it taking over, Goff?
I hope it takes over Boy Cavalier. I hope it has a conversation with him in his head and we hear it. And it's like some Dr. Manhattan shit when he's just like, I have walked across the sun. I have been inside the mind of a sheep, but you, Cavalier, are just a boy. And then it just like fucking mind wipes him. That if I wrote the script, that's how it'd go down.
You are not but a child.
It's like, have you ever, do you understand cats? I do. I've been in a cat. Have you?
Oh no. I mean, how many humans are actually around that it can take over? Because I don't think it can take over a synth or a hybrid, because I don't think it's compatible with a synthetic body.
Sure, 4.
Yeah, you got the old creepy
Dane?
dude that's like the enforcer for Boy Cavalier. Oh yeah, you got the scientists. I forgot about the 2 scientists. You got Joe and you got Boy Cavalier. So I think the most intriguing. So there's 5 possibilities. I think the most intriguing is Boy Cavalier. I think the most likely is probably one of the scientists that they're going to be closest to the containment or the specimen when it breaches, is what I'm thinking. And again, it's an opportunist. I don't think it's going to it's going to find the first host it can and jump into it and then jump to the next one if it needs to. But I don't think it's going to sit there and like run around the hallways looking for the best one. It's going to go for the first one.
It like treats it like Tinder. It's like 5'9".
They're just swiping right on all of them, just hoping for a match.
You just have to adjust
The numbers
your settings.
game.
Adjust your settings for
It's a
6 foot or
numbers
taller.
game, damn it.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's why I don't list mine. I'm just at 5'11". Womp womp.
Ooh, that must suck.
Okay, Kyle.
Funny story, true story.
I do feel like that it could take over a synthetic though, because it did go after Nibs in one of the earlier episodes.
Well,
But it doesn't know.
It doesn't
know that it's a synthetic.
Doesn't mean it's not going to try. It could still try.
Sure.
I definitely think that
Sure.
it absolutely could. And if it is that intelligent, it's going to find a way to puppet it from the inside.
Hijack.
How was
Yeah.
that? One more time. Can you show the
Puppet.
people at home how it puppets it?
Pull the strings from the
Easy, Sam.
inside.
Jesus.
Oh my god.
Don't do that way, Sam. Don't do that way.
Work with children. I hate
Yeah,
you.
children watch this show.
What'd you think of the families, please?
I hate you. Done.
Funny story, true story. You were talking about like the Tinder and like the height. I absolutely told my now wife when we first met that I was 6 feet tall. Jag, Cough, Sam, you guys have all met me.
Jesus Christ.
I'm
Oh
5'10",
my
5'11", and a good pair of heels. Like I'm not 6 feet tall. What,
Liar.
Cough? You think I'm like 5'8", dude? Relax. I'm not that
Yeah.
short.
I don't know. Everyone's short to me.
He's easily 5'11" in Hokas.
Yeah.
The thick soul. The thick soul.
She's like 5'1". She's got no idea from down there. It wasn't until like 3 years into our relationship when she saw the driver's license where she was like, wait, what? I was like, we're engaged now, baby girl. You can't back out.
She still has no
Yeah,
idea what
so-
6 inches really is.
Oh,
Okay.
Alfredo's Alfredo's
Okay.
marriage is built on a lie. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah.
As all the best ones are.
We got
So okay, is Morrow
Sorry,
now
Sam.
the best character in this show?
not even close.
Like, or
yes.
Always
was
has
he
been.
already there?
Always has been.
He was
has
always
been.
we
From
just
moment
now
one.
have an excuse to root for him. Before I'm like, I think this bad man's my favorite, and now I'm just like, you know,
so bad about it.
He's not bad. He's just sad and tired.
yeah, that's what I said. Now I'm just like, fuck yeah, Morrow, kill them all. Go in there, like, you know what? Wendy survived. Just take her, you know, Futurama head style, just ship her off somewhere else, you know. But like, the scents are fine. Kill Kirsch. He's probably going to be a problem. He will try to kill you eventually. Kill Boy Cavalier. Nuke them aliens. I do think him wanting to gather the aliens like Pokemon, like on some Ben 10 shit, is bullcrap. And or like he's like this is basically like live action Lilo and Stitch, the show where they got to catch all the versions of the aliens. This is what it actually be like, just murderous and terrible. So like I don't want him to finish that mission, but I do want him to murder everyone involved. So if anything, I am the villain in here because I'm rooting for just death.
Not surprising, Jack. Not surprising.
I mean,
I-
for me,
Go for it, guys.
I was just gonna say one of the reveals I liked from this episode was that Morrow essentially, from what I understand, is the adopted son of the grandmother Yutani. So
Yeah, he had
somehow
a strong
she
hand
took
growing up.
yeah, she took in the street urchin. She's like, wow, he's like a rabid dog. Maybe I can train him and make him into a weapon. And that
Don't like
seemingly
that.
is what she did. Because I mean, think about it. The way he is so singularly focused on the
She
mission.
went full Sandra
That doesn't
Bullock on him.
happen. Yeah, he got
full
blindsided.
bullet.
Holy shit.
Blindside in space. Gave him a
I
little
never had an
cybernetic
arm
and
before.
everything.
I never had an arm before.
Turned him into a T-1000. It was like, hey, go run
Oh
this
my
job for
God.
me real quick.
But you could see, even though she has been dead for seemingly decades now, he is still loyal to the mission and to her, and that's impressive. So from a character standpoint, it's hard not to root for him because he is so singularly focused and he's so competent, especially compared to, like you said, the Detroit Lions, that space crew. My God, when Rogabi was eating in the lab, I about fucking shit myself with an aneurysm because that was. How do you bring food and drink into a containment zone with fucking parasitic specimens? What are you doing?
And the way she would drink it, I'm like, do you need a
Oh,
lift,
yeah.
girl? Like it's like that's a huge bottle for her because she's like all the time, like it's like a
She drinks like a
emotional
little kid that
support
just
water
came in
bottle.
from playing, where like they do
Yeah,
like the two-hand
dude.
grasp and they drink and
The
then
double hand.
like when they're done, water running down their face and shit.
And then,
And I was like, is there an
just
adult
so
in here that
sloppy.
other than Morrow? It's like legitimately the engineer. I'll give him credit. He was a competent
Right.
adult. He just had the dumbest motherfucker with the crew with him. So I think he was mentally checked out like a while ago. I had a hard time thinking like, you're a Weyland-Yutani. Surely there is someone out there like there are more Morrows out there who are willing to give up 65 years of their life. So you don't have to have the most incompetent crew ever on the, because like I swear to God, man, if these people weren't on the streets, whatever cops is on the future, they would be on cops, you know, just in a wife beater, homies in there, like I studied
Stop resisting.
geology.
Stop
Yeah.
resisting.
Yeah, he's like, I studied geology, and he's holding the sheep because he doesn't know the difference between geology and biology or some shit. Like it's what was the test to get on here? What was the test? Was it like, are you alive? Yes. It's like, okay.
Do you
I
have a
mean-
heartbeat and could be a host for an alien? Yeah. Oh my god. It honestly,
it
the
kind of feels like it
incompetence-
makes sense though. Like, isn't this what a lot of these big organizations do? Is they find people that are sort of down on their luck, need a team, need a purpose, need something. Like Morrow to me is the living embodiment of that. Someone who didn't have a direction, and then he ends up being the most competent. Like, how many of these people were on the street or down on their luck, and they're like, "Here's a book. You're the new lead science officer."
I mean, I had to sell cell phones out of a Costco kiosk at 1.2. Like I've been there, dog. But like, there ain't no way that
Costco,
anyone was gonna have me
Weyland-Yutani,
handled.
same.
same thing. Same but
It's a
different.
corporation taking advantage of people, and it was a third party for Costco. Like I wish I was working for Costco. They got health insurance, but like, for me, like if you really want these aliens that bad, could you put a little bit more effort into it instead of sending like your nephew who dropped out and needs a job, because that's what it felt like. You know, your crash out nephew.
Maybe it was intentional to send the dumbest crew with Morrow so that they could have the most hosts, so they could have multiples of these aliens. Maybe.
That's
Expendability.
still fucking stupid when you said it out
It's
loud, but I
dumb.
don't think
It's
they watched
dumb.
Alien. So.
But maybe.
I mean, I was gonna
Wouldn't-
say,
wouldn't he want to then wake all the other crew up from cryo sleep? Like, if that was the like the objective given to him, is like, let's get as many of these things implanted as possible.
Yeah,
Like-
I think they just wanted
So I
the
don't think-
eggs. Like that's
Yeah.
yeah, they don't. I think they still don't understand what they have with the xenomorphs and with the full cycle. So I think it was more about, like, you kept hearing in the episode was he kept trying to tell the acting captain is like, look, the crew does not fucking matter. It's about the cargo. We get the cargo home. That's the mission. End all be all. And she's like, no, but what about human lives? And again, going back to the original Alien, this ship, unlike the Nostromo in the original film, they knew from moment one, we're expendable. So I think that's why we're getting some incompetence. We're getting some of these fucking idiots in these positions because A, they're expendable, and B, we had the line where they said we lost a lot of good people collecting these specimens. So how many of the original crew were competent and were good at their job and just got by different aliens throughout the 65 years they're collecting these fucking things?
I have a theory.
Me too.
I think they do know that what xenomorphs are, because homegirl straight up coming there, xenomorphs loose, and everyone just like, oh fuck, except the one idiot slurping down Chibuzu's
Fucking
water, fucking
tadpoles.
egg
Yeah.
water shit, you know.
Tadpole
Like-
shit water, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Like he's the only one who has no fucking clue what's going on. Like they know. My theory is after this big experiment, it's officially corporate espionage, because you notice after any other alien iteration, they don't know what they're getting. Like Prometheus, they get created, they finish being created, and Alien Covenant. Now they're like, hey, that was a dope alien because I'm stupid and have a lot of money. Let's go get more. So they're going to send a crew over here. And then you got Boy Cavalier, who's just like, well, I'm the world's smartest child. So why don't I steal this? And I actually don't know what this is. So he's going to go off some corporate sabotage and just wreck a ship there. And so then Weyland-Yutani's like, we need to be secret and tell nobody, because obviously Boy Cavalier got information from somebody that there is this ship here. And so that's why from then on out, they send these crews here, and they send them out because they don't want anybody to know what's going on. And they just hope you're either going to die and the secret's going to die with you, or we get lucky and we get one of these back and we don't tell any of our competitors. That's sorry. That just kind of came to my
Okay.
mind.
Like it.
Honestly, that makes a lot more sense after this episode, where it's like, shit, corporate espionage is too high of a possibility. So that keep it a secret, and only Mother and the Synth know. Yeah, I like
and
that.
they talk about war, like literally Morrow was just like,
Yeah.
is it lawyers and we're gonna send soldiers? Like, they are the government, so instead of going to full-blown war, it's like it's not corporate espionage, it's just espionage at that point. It's all one and the same, you know.
I have a theory too, where I mean, one, we do kind of see that this crew has been out there for 50 years. Like, that's why the cryosleep is going on. That's why they're so close to Earth. Like, that's why Morrow's daughter has passed. Like, it wasn't because of old age, but it happened a while ago, and he's been sitting on that. I don't think this is the only crew that Weyland-Yutani has sent out, because if this crew was sent out 50 years ago, what kind of, there's a lot of like crazy intelligence and espionage going on for Boy Cavalier to be able to find that out, because he's not even 50 years old. So to me, this is Weyland-Yutani is sending multiple crews out there. The Nostromo might already be out there, guys. Like, that's something I'm thinking too. Yeah, so like we've got multiple ships out there bringing back multiple xenomorphs. Everyone's expendable. I think that's why they don't really care how good the crew is. They're like, fuck it, let's just send 6 of these ships into different reaches of the galaxy, bringing back xenomorphs, or let's just have them passing in the night.
This is the one that got back. Like, we're seeing the story of the one ship that made it back. Like, they threw a bunch of spaghetti noodles at the wall, and then Sigourney Weaver and fucking Isabel Merced weren't on 2 of these ships, whatever. And we're seeing the one that the crew was just fucking dumb enough to where that ship could get back and no one survive.
One point of clarification though is the Maginot is specifically a deep space research vessel, whereas the Nostromo is just a straight up mining ship. Like, their mission was to go mine ore from a moon, and they just got waylaid onto LV-426, and then the events of Alien happened.
That's fair. I think all of them have been sent on bogus missions that they don't even quite fucking know what they're doing. But that's neither here nor there. Honestly, Maginot, most incompetent Weyland-Yutani crew.
It's not even close, dog. There's normally one asshole who fucks shit up on Alien. This is just, they flipped the script, dog. That's like, what if we put all assholes and then just one sad black dude will kill his daughter and see what happens? And then, you know,
do you think Weyland-Yutani killed his daughter? You think that's what happened? Because it set a house fire, so it could have been set by someone from Weyland-Yutani.
Arson is always really easy.
Yeah, I wouldn't say it's zero. I mean, they clearly don't care. I will say Mother is less scary now. I used to think that Mother was like this AI that got out of control and everyone just like, well, this is life now. But it's Weyland-Yutani that just types in, fuck these people, and then the program like spits it out, you know, after that.
Acknowledge, or the science officer takes over. That was kind of chilling.
That was intense.
Guys, anything that gets you to go on a 65-year mission? Like, literally anything?
No. I don't want to go to space at all.
Jack's thinking about it. Jack's like, I'm not a no.
Do I get a cool cyborg arm? Because maybe.
That says a lot about you that you made a Morrow immediately, Cough.
It says a lot about me, to be honest. I was like,
that's also fair.
If the shoe fits.
Yeah. It's like, he's not, like, I'm not even mad. He's not
Jack
wrong.
Would let us
how
die.
he got there. Yeah.
I would nothing to do with looks.
I mean, if you fuck up, I'll let you die, but not like that. But if you're gonna do some blatantly like incompetent shit, you know, like if Alfredo like was tired and, you know, he left the door open. Okay, fine. I'm not gonna kill you then. But if like, all right, Alfredo, you're fucking the crew on top of a bucket of aliens. I'm like, all right, man, you know, maybe he gotta go. We are in a ship and I don't want to die here. Like, I would 100% kill you for that, but like, I'm not gonna sit around and be like, all right, you forgot to log that you went to the bathroom, sorry Alfredo. You know, like Morrow had his reasons is what I'm saying, and I would have done the same. I might not have killed homegirl, I would have let her survive, but I think at that point he was just so scared, you know. Like, I thought that was a line where he might have been fucked up, because she wasn't all the way incompetent, she was just horny, and I can respect that. So
Both things can be true.
I think he also let her get killed by the Xeno to buy himself more time. So I think it was more of a he needed a little extra time to finish up his queries with Mother and get in the safe panic room thing, and so he needed her as a distraction.
Could argue that for sure.
Well, what
He's an
this
opportunist.
episode did for me with Morrow is it really cemented him as to like why he has this duty over people and why like duty matters so much to him is because if he went into space for all this time, his daughter dies and he can't even come back with a successful mission, then like it's just the biggest fuck up of his life, a complete one, which he already regrets it, I'm sure, but now it's just even more like you're going on to a whole nother level of regret. And so like I think that's the only thing that kind of remains the last humane part of Morrow, which is why he keeps asking all these moral questions of like we kind of see all the questions he's been asking. Would you protect your friends, right? Like, well, we got to see what happened. I think the question is there is like, does he even consider those people friends? I don't think so. I think he just
Hell no.
misses
Those are
that he couldn't
coworkers.
have protected his daughter during that time.
Yep.
Yeah.
I do think he's living a sunk cost fallacy, but that's a discussion for another time. So
Think about it, and like what else? Like he had that line to Yutani a couple episodes ago where it seemed like bravado at the time. He's like, I have nothing else but the mission, and so it's like, oh, it's just he's trying to impress his boss. It's like, no, he is 1000% serious. He has literally nothing else to live for but this mission.
Well, guys, I'm excited to see what happens again next week in the second best episode of Alien Earth after this one. But we're going to be back again as well for Peacemaker. We're going to have Peacemaker every Monday on the audio side, but every Friday on YouTube. So if you're here on YouTube, once again, make sure that you like this video, comment down below with your best theories, because we've got that $100 Amazon gift card giveaway. That's both for the YouTube comments and Spotify comments. Or if you're listening on Apple, be sure to leave a review with your best theories here for Alien Earth. And we are going to be issuing that out on the premiere of It, Welcome to Derry, to the best theory that we get. So join us for Alien Earth, Peacemaker. We've got Task, we've got Fallout, Stranger Things, It, Welcome to Derry. So many good shows. Gen V, there's a bunch. As always, I want to thank everybody for watching or listening all the way through. For myself, for Jag, for Koff, for Sam. We'll see you next time. Adios.